What I always tell founders, and what is true, is that although failure is still bad, Silicon Valley has got to be one of the most accepting places in the world for failure. Bill Gates failed at his first startup. I have no desire to go be a venture capitalist. I feel like where I can sort of really contribute to the world is making startups happen that would otherwise not. And YC is a way to do that. Y Combinator is an investment firm, and we invest in startups. The founding idea of Y Combinator was a lot more people could start startups, and that you have these very smart technical people that know how to build products but don't know how to run a company or start a company. And it's somewhere between sort of a university and a venture firm. We've invested in about 630 startups over the last 9 years. Airbnb is one of the really successful companies. They came in 2008, 3 guys and a website that was getting no traffic. And so the interview was on an okay trajectory, but then at the end they said, hey, by the way, we brought you guys a gift. We brought you guys these things. And Paul was like, what is this? They had run out of money. The elections were going, and so they made these boxes of cereal and sold them online for 40 bucks each. And that gave them enough money to survive. The people that were interviewing them said, wow, that is our kind of thing. This sort of relentlessly resourceful trait of founders that do anything to survive. 5 years later, they are a gigantic company. The thing that we care most about are these founders that can survive all of the punches in the face that running a startup is about. One of the surprises for me personally, I would have said a while ago that I thought intelligence was the most important characteristic of founders, but I'm now sure that that's wrong, and that determination is the most important thing. If you have this really good insights about what you're building and why, and you seem like really determined and smart, we're very likely to fund you. Startups on the inside are always badly broken. You just don't know how. Startups succeed in spite of massive, massive problems. I certainly can empathize with founders and what they're going through, and I remember that, very clearly and very vividly. I started a company that went through the very first batch of Y Combinator. It was an idea that I was really passionate about. Most great ideas can only happen at a certain moment in time, and I knew that if I didn't do this thing right then, that was when it was going to happen.
We are incredibly psyched about Luke on the iPhone.
I ran this company for almost 7 years. Lots of low lows, but in memory, kind of the lows get dulled, and I remember more of the highs. Generally, my view on all of life is that things are not as risky as people think they are. It's just this ill-defined concern about getting off the normal path. The risk for me would have been not doing it, and then I would have, with absolute certainty, regretted it. And that was the risk I didn't want to take.